join me in welcoming from Piccaro, Parag Jain, VP of IT Security and Business Systems. From Saildrone, Barak Ben-Gal, Chief Financial Officer. And from Marine Layer, Adam Lynch, Chief Operations Officer. All right, great to have you all sort of in somewhat different roles and in different industries, so we're going to get some great perspective here. I'm really looking forward to it. But we're going to start by asking each of you to tell us a bit about your company and your role there. So I'll start with you, Parag.
So Piccaro is a global leader in providing advanced optical spectroscopy solutions to industries and scientific communities with precise, actionable, and real-time insights. So we are a manufacturing company catering to environment right here in Bay Area.
And what do you do at Piccaro?
So I lead the IT, systems, and security teams at Piccaro.
Great stuff. Okay. Barak, Saildrone.
So Saildrone is just what it sounds like. We make robots that sail. So they are unmanned sailboats. They're like satellites for the oceans. I know, really, whoever did that should see our logo. And it's great. We do ocean science, we do ocean mapping, we do ocean security. I'm most proud, you talked about the Times most influential companies, but I'm most proud of the fact that we got into the Guinness Book of World Records last year for sailing into hurricane gale winds to do some ocean research there. So
wow, super cool. Okay, well, less dangerous.
I have to go after that.
Come on. Are you kidding? Everybody wears
shirts.
Clothes.
We make shirts.
I think you're.
But the cool shirts.
I want to hear more about your business.
I think Marine Layer is very relatable. I don't know how many of these people have been on sail drones, but I know they've worn your clothes. So tell us a
Guinness
little
Book of World Records for softest shirt or something.
Yeah.
I'm Adam. I'm the COO of Marine Layer. We're a casual clothing company. Retail, we have 50 stores around the country. Started here in SF, so we're still proud,
That's the name.
Running a business here. Yeah. Oh, actually, interestingly, Marine Layer, like people in Southern California know what the Marine Layer is, right? It's like the fog. Everyone here just calls it the fog.
The fog, that's true.
Carl.
I'm the COO. I tell people my job is to do everything my business partner, our CEO, doesn't want to do.
All right, well, let's dive into some of the details here. So, Barak, Saildrone's a great example of the sweetness phenomenon we talked about. How is NetSuite being used across the business, and how's that been a differentiator for you?
So I think of the sweetness as the ratio of finance people to non-finance people that actually use the product. And I'm proud to say at Saildrone, I have 5 times as many people outside of finance using the product as people in finance that are using it. So my warehouse team, my supply chain management team, sales orders are being completed. We could talk more about that. But it's been a really great way of getting the data entered in. You saw in the video some of the techs who are actually working on the physical product. And as they are bringing boats in from the dock, they literally scan items that are serialized assets in NetSuite and do a transfer order. They don't know what they're doing, but it triggers off, an inventory transfer that goes from an on-drone location to a service and quality location for it to be clean, and it gets so those are the kinds of real world processes that take place in the back end and help me keep inventory and property taxes correct, but really are seamless to dozens and dozens of workers.
That's great. That's so cool. Now, Adam, if I know one thing, it's that fashion waits for no one. Or so says my daughter. In an industry where operational agility is certainly crucial, how have you used your technology foundation to adapt quickly?
Yeah, we, kidding aside, I am definitely the least techie person here. I was telling this earlier, but we do like to say, something we say around in our business a lot is we like to be a tech-forward brand, but not a techie brand. And I think for us, at the end of the day, we're running a pretty old school business. We manufacture clothing. We sell it through pretty traditional channels. I would say the rising expectations of the customer is the primary thing that we have had to adapt to. We call it the Amazon effect or the Zappos effect. Customers, they're very, very picky nowadays. And, they expect the product they want it quickly. They want it without friction. They want it shipped to them for free, most likely. So cross-channel selling is a big one. Just as an example, we use NetSuite. It helps us leverage the ability to basically have all of our inventory exposed throughout the business across both retail channels, e-commerce channels, and actually wholesale channels as well. So if you go on our website right now, you're shopping 4 different 3PLs across 2 different countries, 50 different stores, and it's finding the best place to source that inventory, finding the best place to ship it to you. And actually, the same thing applies if you're actually even on a wholesale website like Nordstrom. We're powering dropship there, where that same thing is happening in reverse. So just the necessity of having a incredibly, agile ability to move our inventory around is probably the biggest thing we have to.
Yeah, I mean, you're a poster child of how manufacturing and retail and wholesale, they've all sort of blurred together recently. So that's very on point. So, Parag, today we talked about the Suite Success Anything as a Service edition, which we abbreviate XaaS, because we've seen such a rise in hybrid business. So you have a truly hybrid, high-tech business. How are you using the Suite to help you manage it?
So at Piccaro, we are at the cusp of high-tech innovation with scientific excellence. So for us, data is not a byproduct. It's everything we do. It's in our DNA. So for us, we have complex workflows for which, we have to integrate with manufacturing. We have hardware manufacturing in-house. We have software subscription, and then we have real-time insights. So all this can only happen when we have an integrated platform that not just provides us real-time supply chain optimization recommendations, but also visibility to our revenue, deferred revenue, and what's out there. So this could not be possible without having an integrated platform like NetSuite. So that really helps us tackle different functions of the business. We have multiple verticals, and every vertical utilizes NetSuite to the core.
Well, that's great. I mean, and I'm sure we'll be consulting with you as we continue to move our sort of hybrid business functionality together forward. So each of your companies has scaled significantly, obviously, since it launched. For those in the audience who don't know, Marine Layer started with the founder in a 1969 VW bus dropping off shirts, and now they have stores, as Adam mentioned, all over the country. Saildrone was named to Time's 100 most influential companies, and Piccaro was recently the recipient of the Technology of the Year award from One Future. So I want to talk to each of you in turn about what were some of the challenges or growing pains that you've, in reaching that level of success. What are some of the growing pains you've felt, and how did you address them? And I'll start with you, Parag.
So at Piccaro, I think it is very important for us to not just measure emissions, but also impact to environment and how that affects everything else around. So we need to have a platform that just not provides us visibility to our day-to-day business, but also the challenges that our customers are facing. If there is a gas leak, if there is any, composition of greenhouse gases going beyond certain threshold. So we need to always be real time, ingrained in our analytics platform, by the way, which we are relying solely on NetSuite Analytics Warehouse, that gives us real-time visibility into these insights from all aspects of the business to measure where we are at any given point in time. So we are a global company. We are based in Europe, in Asia Pacific, and down here in US. So we have to be compliant with local authorities. So we use these insights and analytics to the core to get real-time, visibility to emission norms in general. At the same time, build processes around that to support our business, our field engineers who can cater to these needs whenever there is a support call.
So you really need a system that can see the whole spectrum of your business.
Customer 360, yes.
Just thought of that one. Great. So, okay. Well, that's Piccaro's rapid growth and what you've been doing on sustainability. That's fantastic. Barak, what about Saildrone? Challenges in your rapid growth?
So in the 5 years I've been there, we've grown 20 times, 20-fold.
Wow.
That's quite a lot of growth. And it's not just growing the same thing over and over again. When I started, we were fully vertically integrated, single location, single product, single drone class. We now have 3 different drone classes. So those are the actual platforms that we talk about. We use contract manufacturing around the United States and internationally. We have 3 different data products that we sell, going on a 4th one. And obviously, investors have significant pressure on profitability. You've got to be able to deliver on a project basis, on a regional basis, on a customer basis. So being able to grow around all of these axes, any one of them would be pretty difficult. Trying to do all of those at the same time while hiring the people, while getting better documentation, standardization, has been really, really challenging. And I could talk about how being able to tie NetSuite into some of the upstream applications, downstream applications, contract manufacturers allows us to be able to tackle that.
That's great. And Adam, some scaling challenges for Marine Layer.
How much time do we have?
There's been a lot of them.
I mean, it says like about 10 minutes, 7 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I would say like the central theme of the last 10 or 15 years has been moving from a largely, really a manually run business. We had a 450 square foot store on Chestnut Street, and when we wanted to check inventory, one of us would be downstairs, one would be upstairs, and you'd yell to the person upstairs and say, "Do we have this blue shirt?" And you'd yell down, and if we didn't have it, our sewing shop was in San Francisco, and we still have the bus, by the way, which is great. I drive it most days when it's running. But we could go to a sewing shop across town and get 50 or 100 more shirts made or printed in 2 weeks. Our supply chain is 6 months long now, right? That's like our product life cycle now. And so just the ability to or the necessity of moving from like a very manual, self-taught business to like having a technology foundation where, we're running the planning and budgeting module that with NetSuite that runs all of our planning, it runs all of our automated infill back to our stores. So like every time someone buys something in one of our stores, it's running a calc. It's recommending transfer orders. It pushes to our 3PLs, and those things get shipped out every day. We get little small replenishment shipments sent out to our stores. So just building that entire ecosystem for sure has been the most challenging part, at least operationally.
That's fantastic. And I'm going to stick with you, Adam, and fast forward today. So kind of what are the biggest operational challenges today, and maybe how you're using NetSuite to address some of those?
Yeah, we had a board call earlier this week, and I told the board that right now it feels like from an operations standpoint, I'm running our business via Apple Newsfeed. We source in China, and we have a warehouse in Mexico. It's just been a magnificently challenging period for our team to adjust to literally overnight, midnight, they're closing borders. We can't import stuff. We're shutting down warehouses. We're rerouting trucks. We just rerouted 10 trucks that were trying to go to Mexico to a Texas warehouse, really, really down and dirty, roll our sleeves up work. We couldn't do any of that though without our ability to have NetSuite. It ties into all these other systems. We have to change PO dates. We have to change shipping locations. We have to change price on some of our things to try to recover some of these tariffs. And we're doing it with a team of 2. We have 2 people that do this. They work very hard. But
you don't have to worry about a lot of jobs being eliminated by AI.
Yeah. So it's a very lean team, and they're able to just magnify their impact, I think, just because of this foundation we built to be able to make these adaptations and changes in real time. So
that's great. And at Piccaro, you're a data-based company yourself. So you mentioned that you're using NetSuite Analytics Warehouse. So why was that important to you, and some of the value? Tell us about some of the value you've been able to unlock within SAW as various teams use the solution.
Sure, Evan. So we got NetSuite Analytics Warehouse about 9 months ago. And the goal behind that was to have a integrated platform that can not only just pull vast amounts of manufacturing, supply chain, financials, and sales data, but also have drill-down capabilities back into the source transactions within NetSuite ERP. So for us, the biggest ROI was building those dashboards for every business vertical, line of business, and measuring against those performance on a real-time basis. So how effective is our supply chain based on these global tariffs now? What adjustments do we make? And one of the things that was appreciated by our business was also a bit of predictive analytics within the platform, where it gives you some summary that way I think we saw on some of the slides on what your forecasts are going to look like if the trend continues. So that basically gave us better capabilities around all aspects of the business on how to forecast well, how to budget well, what do we need to manufacture, at what time frame to make sure we make the right choices to have less of an impact overall with this global tariffs right now. So, I mean, that has been a great journey for us so far. We pretty much have 30% of manufacturing efficiencies since we deployed the platform that we are able to measure on a day-to-day basis. I mean, of course, there's more work that needs to happen, but at least that was some of the ROIs that we wanted to measure for the first 9 months of deploying the platform.
Well, that's great. It's a relatively new product, and so we love to hear. We don't know all the ways that people are going to use NSAW, so it's great to hear from customers like you about how you're doing it. And finally, so Barak's, as a business, Saildrone requires a unique amount of insight. I mean, these are complex, very, very complex vehicles with thousands of components. Miss one or two, and it's probably not a great result there. It's a little hard to do, call like, roadside service for that. So tell us a little bit about how you're managing all that complexity.
I would underscore that point. I mean, we deploy off of really remote locations, thousands and thousands of miles away. It's like trying to fix a satellite. It's a little difficult to do it from California. And so I would say we control for it using NetSuite. So we connect NetSuite we use a Siemens upstream engineering system, Siemens Teamcenter. So every time the BOM changes and there's a release, it goes into NetSuite. That goes through product engineering approvals. They release the part. Supply chain can then order it. We use NetSuite demand planning. So that actually goes through. If you need 3 more drones, it goes through and sees what do you have in inventory, what do you not, proposes purchase orders, transfer orders, also work orders, because it knows how long it takes, because we have WIP and routing, so it knows how long you need to actually do it. It uses actual lead times from all of the thousands of vendors that we use. So it's really simple to say, I need these many drones on this date, and it does the thinking back to you. But more importantly, a lot of that work gets done not at our operations, but at some of these contract manufacturing. And so we use an engineering management system called Tulip. It's kind of like an IKEA workbook that you open up that just tells you, take these 2 pieces and connect them together and then do this other thing with them.
Hopefully it's easier than putting together some of the
It's more like
furniture
Legos.
For my...
Yeah, more like Legos. But the point is that you can't have, Damon, who's like our number 2 employee, standing over your shoulder telling you how to do it. You've got to have, hundreds of people at multiple different locations taking the latest iteration. And so NetSuite controls our BOMs. And so the next work order that gets picked up by Tulip, the system, uses the work instructions based on the BOM as controlled by NetSuite across all of our operations. So you're always building standardized to the engineering approved standard using the approved parts that have been purchased using this latest BOM.
That's great. And I know this is a burning question on everybody's mind because we want to be able to go to a cocktail party and say, yeah, I just bought a Saildrone. So how can we get one? Do you have an e-commerce site?
You'd be amazed how many people have asked me to buy one. We don't sell our drones. We only sell the data.
Okay.
We're a hybrid. We do mission as a service.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. I'm dead set on getting one of these Saildrones. All right. Well, that's great to hear how you're all using NetSuite, and congratulations on all the success in all your businesses. And let's keep the dialogue going. Thanks so much for coming up on stage.